Hello friends, hope this finds you well. I thought tonight I would spin you a dit. A dit is what the Royal Marines, probably the Royal Navy as well, call a story. And spinning dits is when you tell your mates a story. It's generally an event that's happened in the past, but let's just say it doesn't necessarily kind of strictly have to be true, or it certainly doesn't have to follow the facts. In fact, I think the best dits probably don't. But the one I'm going to tell you tonight, I can most promise you is true. So as you can see, I've enlisted. Oh, look at my hands. I've enlisted the help of some special effects, and that might look like an Amazonian arrow to you, but it's actually going to be my pointer. I got this arrow from an Amazonian Indian down there in South America. This is the pointed tip where they put the poison on, the bamboo shaft. And this feather is from the macaquacha bird. It's a 7-foot tall bird that lives down there in the jungle. Very, very vicious. And I was lucky to survive. Where was I? Yeah. So yeah, I'll be enlisting this arrow as my pointer. Namely, I'll be pointing there. Country called England. There. Country called America. In fact, if you can remember that, you'll save me the job. And if you're really good, I'll get the bow and arrow. I'll get the actual bow out next time. So, Royal Marines and rattlesnakes. Don't mix, as you're just about to find out. I was on HMS Invincible, as some of you will know. It's a British aircraft carrier. Carries between 1,200 service personnel and 2,500 when it's out at sea on exercise, and they have all the aeroplanes on board. In my day, it was Harrier jump jets, and they had the pilots and all the air crew would come with them, right? And I was very lucky to sail around the world on HMS Invincible. But the year before I joined the ship, my two colleagues, Stretch and Scooter, I call them in my memoir, 40 Nights. I should just explain, there's 12 more Royal Marines on board this aircraft carrier, and our job is to protect the top secret weapon systems. So yeah, HMS Invincible sailed to Norfolk in Virginia. It's a huge naval base. Takes you 2.5 hours just to drive out of this base. It's phenomenally big. To give you an idea, the base here in Plymouth or Portsmouth, where the HMS Invincible berths, takes you about 7 minutes to drive out of. That's how the difference in size. And when our ship pulled in there, it was like this, right? The American ships, their aircraft carriers, were like this size. Huge. They're kind of HMS Nimitz and the like. Well, Invincible pulled into America, which is here, and Stretch and Scooter went ashore, and they decided, after they'd been visiting, how can you say, ladies of the night, probably all the wrong clubs and bars, the ones that have the word strip before it, if you get my meaning. Well, these two clever boys decided they were going to buy rattlesnakes in a pet shop. They bought these two rattlesnakes, and Eric and Ernie, and they brought them back on the ship. They snuck them back on board in their vivarium, their tank, and they're going to take them back to England and obviously they're keeping it hush hush, right? Well, as the ship got closer to Blighty, that's England if you don't know what Blighty means, these 2 rattlesnakes died. So Stretch and Scooter, they were devastated. All they could do was throw them overboard, right? They threw them in the sea. They got about a week from England, and Smudge was reading the book. Smudge is another Marine, right? He's reading the book that the pet shop had supplied. The book that Stretch and Scooter were too lazy to even bother reading. And he's looking in this book and he's saying, lads, what's the temperature in the ship at the moment? And Stretch says, about 18 Celsius. So Smudge works it out, and he works it out to be, don't quote me on this because I don't know the Fahrenheit system, but let's just say it's 90. He says, lads, that's 90 degrees Fahrenheit. It says in this book, rattlesnakes hibernate below 100. So these guys hadn't realised these rattlesnakes hadn't died. They'd gone into hibernation. And these lads had chucked them overboard. So effectively, Eric and Ernie had a burial at sea, even though they hadn't actually died yet. So yeah, that's why I say Royal Marines and rattlesnakes, they don't mix. Friend, thank you for watching my video. I'm the only person I know that has ticked every item off my bucket list, and I did so coming back from chronic addiction with no help from anybody. Now I want to pass those skills on to you, but I can't help you unless you help me and hit the subscribe button. So please do so, and let's go and smash this world together.